Look how curly this is. Don't freak out, it's part of the process. I have been going viral on TikTok several times over because I wasn't sharing my Dyson Airwrap hair secrets. They are here for you today in this video. I also spent 90 minutes at the Dyson demo store asking someone who is in charge of education there. I asked her every single question that I had and ultimately how to actually hold a style with your hair when using the Dyson Airwrap, because this looks very nice, but I would very much like this to last 3 days. I got all the answers and they are peppered throughout this video for you, so enjoy. First off, I thought it'd be helpful to share my shampoo and conditioner. I use the Christophe Rowan shampoo volume. Yes, this adds more volume, but it also cleans my hair very well. This is the conditioner. I used 1 pump. Usually I would use 2. Because I'm styling and my hair is naturally quite healthy, I almost wanted to dry it out a bit. I was tempted to not use conditioner, but I thought it would be hard getting a brush through. And background information, my hair is thick, heavy, very healthy. Honestly, if my hair was like a little bit drier, I think it would work well with the Dyson. Then this brush is the best brush I've ever owned. It's the Tangle Teaser. It looks like this. It comes in several colors. I worked with Tangle Teaser as well. It's a great brush and stops breakage and is my favorite brush to use, especially after I have showered my hair. I will use a few tools in this video, but a lot of them are affordable and I keep it to a minimum as well if you're looking to purchase. Then I always use hair turbans. It's how my hair is slightly dry. I've literally had 1 meeting and it's borderline doesn't need drying. This is such an efficient hair turban. It's from Aquis. So first up, I'm going to dry my hair using the hairdryer extension. Obviously, I don't use the smoothing part up here. My hair isn't that frizzy. I just use the main barrel bit here. Highest heat, highest power, and the lady said to concentrate it at the roots, because if you've used the Dyson before, you'll know that you can't really use the barrels all the way up to your scalp because they start to burn. So you want to use this opportunity to dry the roots. You could do this upside down for more volume. Before we actually do this, we are going to apply our first product. Are you ready? I'm excited. So the first one is Wella. It's the Shockwaves Style Attract Play Volume in number 5, so it's like the strongest hold, and it's a mousse. I have never used a mousse before using the Dyson. I will put this upside down. I brushed through my hair, by the way, already, and I use about a golf ball size for each side of my hair, and almost like use my hands like a comb. And don't know about you, but it's these under sections that drop first, so I just make sure that they have the most product there. If you have any product recommendations yourself, or you know a combination of products that work the best for you, let me know. If you haven't seen any of my TikToks for the Dyson, I would recommend. I showed my in-store experience as well with a lot of the tips in there. So it's kind of has like a slightly tacky feel on the hair now. And like my Dyson lady said, concentrating the hot air at the roots. I might even use my Tangle Teaser to help me. So that is my roots kind of dry-ish. I haven't done the main body of the hair yet, but what the lady at Dyson said was that it needs to be cold to touch. So I'm only going to use it quickly because I'm nearly there, and their 80% dry thing was confusing, but she said cold to touch. And if you actually go to my TikTok or my reel, you can see exactly, I did like a close-up of the shot, but it's not far off from this, to be completely honest with you, so I'm just gonna finish it. So there we go. I think that looks about 80% dry to me. It's still, I can feel the dampness in the hair. And actually right now, my hair is in a state that is malleable because of the dampness and because of the mousse. And if we over dry it, we're gonna be removing its ability to be manipulated. Then I'm gonna section off my hair. I'm just gonna start with a small amount underneath and then kind of like work my way up. I would rather use the large barrel. However, this one gives you a really tight curl, and the reason that's important is because we go to like 150% of what we want with the tight curl, and then after like an hour it will like drop down, drop out. So highest heat, highest power, and we're going to keep it for 10 Mississippi, cold shot 10 Mississippi, and then release and pin. and we get something that looks like that. So extreme, I'm gonna take one of my pins. This, like everything, will be linked below, incredibly cheap off Amazon. I was like, I don't need 40. I do, I definitely do. And then I'm going to just actually wind that up a bit more and pin that against my scalp. So a couple of techniques just to show you there is, first of all, don't make the section too thick. Then you want to make sure that there's no like knots or anything in it and that it's smooth. That's why we brushed it out. Then I'm gonna like pinch it halfway down the hair, and then when I bring the barrel to it, it wraps around, and then I'm gonna turn it on full blast and just let the hair wrap itself around. I'm also, you might notice, using the arrow on here. So with this new Dyson, you don't need to switch barrels. You can just turn the knob at the top here and your air goes around a different way. I always do it going away from my face, so it will wrap underneath here instead of over. It'll wrap underneath and then we'll get curls going away from my face. So wrap it up, 10 hot, 10 cold, release, pin. And you can bounce it like that just to like get it smoothly on the barrel. And also because I want a lot of my curls to be concentrated at the end. So that's just locking in the style there. And then guide it up. And tension is important as well. So I'm kind of pulling on the hair a little bit now, just so that the hair is really flat against the barrel and getting a lot of heat. I hope you can hear me. Release. And then I like to take the pin, like thread it up through the middle of the hole, and then it gathers it so that you can just pin it to your head quite easily. It doesn't need to be perfect, it's just so that it's fully cooling for like an hour with this shape. That is a whole underside section done. I'm going to do the other side and come back. So that is the bottom section done, and then moving on to the top section. So I'm going to do this side for you. So with this side and top section, I'm going to split it into two, and my top layers, I'm going to come onto those. So just brushing through with my trusty tangle teaser. So pinch in the middle, let it wrap. Pulse. Guide it up. Hold for 10. Make sure there's tension. Push the button up for a cold shot 10 seconds. Like a proper 10 seconds. Release. Pin. So we're left with this like top section now. And the rest has been pinned and Dysoned. What I've done here is there is a natural center parting, and I've just gathered the left and the right side just so that we get more volume and better shape. Because I've got such long hair, I have to pull up really high. So the lady said to bring it forward. I'll go like this. And sometimes on these bits as well, you can just like slide them off, and then you have your perfect shape tunnel, and then you can just like clip them in there like that. Perfect. So that is the hair done, the main hair done. Now we are left with my very thick, very overgrown bangs. So I'm actually going to switch to the round brush. Basically you want to like confuse where the hair is, and to be honest, I might even just add a tiny bit of mousse because my hair's kind of dried out quite a bit at this point. So the barrels would make it too curly. This just gives it volume and a good shape. But I do the round brush down, then the round brush that way, and then you can also do it from left and to right. Because my bangs are so thick, I'm gonna just take like the top layer first and do this one on high heat but low fan, just so I get a bit more control. And release. And they do go a bit crazy. I'm actually just going to put them in a Velcro roller for 2 reasons. One, to keep the shape and the volume. They're not like the other little tunnel kind of pin curls we've just created, so this is the easiest way I found. I will link these rollers below. And then I'm just going to pin it one on each side that way. So I'm doing it between, it's like my scalp and the, oh, totally missed it, my scalp and the actual roller, and then they stay really put. And also another advantage, just need to readjust this one, it keeps the hair out of my face for the next hour. I'm going to leave them in, and then I will come back and show you what it's like, and we'll carry on with like setting the curls, because there's some more steps after this and some more very important information. So I will see you in an hour. It hasn't been an hour yet, it's been about 2 minutes. This is the point that I would spray my hair with hairspray. See, the learning curve with Dyson is steep. The hairspray that I have used and found to be the best, this is the Schwarzkopf Got to Be Glued Blasting Freeze Spray for Screaming Hold. If you have used Schwarzkopf Got to Be range before, you'll know it is highly potent, incredibly dangerously effective. And I just probably do 5 seconds worth of spray, and then you will actually be able to feel, touch, it's already like mildly cemented. It is an hour later, we are back ready to take out the hair. Now do not be afraid of the curls. Right, get ready for this. Okay, so don't freak out first of all. Now I'm going to take a wide tooth comb and just start loosening out the curves. I'm going to find my parting first, and then for the curls, really gently teasing them out. They will naturally drop, so it is going to look a little bit crazy, but I'll come back later and show you what they look like. You can see how the curl is holding so well, just bounces back into its shape. But when I asked at Dyson the best way to do it, they said either the wide tooth comb, which Dyson actually have their own one, or with your fingers. Look at the volume and shape of the bang. I think it's so flattering. And then this is what it looks like after I've actually brushed it out. I also gave another spritz of the Got to Be Glued. What I think the best thing is to do is just to play around with it to make sure that you're happy with it, and to keep on using your fingers to like break up the curls, because they can get a little bit down here, like a little bit ringlety. But this is what it looks like. I think it's wonderful. What I would also do is just add a little bit of dry shampoo. Hold it right there. I use Batiste mainly, but it just adds a little bit of grit to your hair. If like me, your hair can be a bit smooth and a bit slippy, just in at the roots, and it just gives it more volume and a little bit more of like a foundation at the roots that you can actually build volume on top of. Another great product if you have bangs and you tend to do this a lot like me is the Way Matte Pomade. The Way products in general are wonderful. They are by Jen Atkin, who is Kardashian hairstylist but also a Dyson ambassador. But you just get a little tiny little bit between your hands, and it is this matte pomade which just allows you to like mold your hair to where you want it to be. All products will be linked below. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Do subscribe to my channel if you're new here and you'd like to see a bit more content. It's mainly like mid-size fashion, bit of hair, bit of beauty, and like life vlogs and things like that. But yes, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Hope it was helpful. Share this with anybody else who needs some techniques or some tips, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.